Copy that.
Roger.
Hello and welcome back to Go Race Promotions here on Twitch. It is Friday night. We are starting another weekend of sim racing right here with GT Club's grand finale of the Ford Focus Super Cup here at the Anadora race circuit. My name is Matt Nippers and I'm not alone tonight, as you can see to that side of me. I have got two gentlemen here with me in the commentary box. Please welcome back James Vanderham and for the first time in the commentary box, Matt Williams. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Well, that's one.
Happy to be here.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry,
We got.
I was still halfway through that potato cake.
Very good. Well, glad we have both of you live on the channel. Either of you gentlemen seen this series before? I mean, of course, James has, but Matt, are you familiar at all with these cars?
No, I must say it was my first time seeing them as I downloaded the mod in a mad rush about an hour ago.
Oh, that sounds about right. Seem to have a bit of an echo there. Oh, that's okay. I'm sure it'll clear up eventually. Yeah, of course, you're brand new to the GT Club Discord, actually, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah, I joined the other day. I saw the WEC Championship and got in there as quickly as I possibly could.
And speaking of the WEC Championship, that is looking pretty damn good. We've almost got full grids in LMP1 and GTE. Of course, we're not going to forget about Sunday night with the V8 Supercars, and that's where I'll cross over to our resident Humminator. James, looking forward to Sydney Motorsport Park?
Yeah, it should be. It's always a good track to race on. Always some good battles there.
Yeah, we're pretty familiar with Sydney Motorsport Park and the V8 Supercars by now, aren't we?
Yeah, we definitely are. But in any car, you have a good race there. You have a good race, and there's even some other layouts, that don't get used often. So it is a good, versatile track.
No, that is true and correct. Why have I got an echo? That is weird. That is very weird. Hang on a second. Let me fiddle around with some settings, perhaps. I reckon it's Streamlabs that's causing it, honestly. Let's find out the fun way. We'll see if that fixed the echo. Well, anyway, we may as well just talk about tonight because it's looking pretty good in the standings for the Super Cup as we head into the final round tonight. And it's gloves off tonight. It is a straight-up fight between all the drivers. There is no ballast, there is no handicaps or anything like that. It is just straight-up racing. Looking at the points, it is super tight between Dravomir and Mashiro Arasaka, and then a little bit behind is Matt Double, but Double has the mathematical chance of taking out this championship. Early days, obviously, for at least you, Matt, but James, you're familiar with a few of these names. Who are you liking so far?
Well, it's hard to pick between them, honestly, because they all got their own stories.
Oh yes.
But Matt Double is very consistent. He's good at anything he drives.
Yeah, let's find Matt Double actually, and there he is. So at the moment we're still waiting for Mashiro-san and Dravomir to turn up. Matt, have you got any thoughts as to what to expect?
I don't have a clue, but I've got to support another Williams, so
Well, yeah,
bring it home.
that's true. I wanted to actually bring that up. You two aren't related, are you?
For the sake of this stream, yes, but otherwise,
We don't have to lie here, mate. No, very good. Yeah, supporting another Williams Racing there.
I mean, it can't be worse than supporting the Formula One team, though.
Oof. Well, actually, we can actually talk about that while we're waiting for the stream to start proper. In fact, let me just bring up the whole track and nothing but the track for you at home. Geez, William, the F1 testing has been going on over the last few days. Geez, any thoughts on what's going on there?
Well, Norris is reportedly very happy with Ricciardo's pace.
I think both the McLaren drivers are very happy with the pace. But geez, a lot of teams are struggling with the ground effects cars with the porpoising, apparently.
Yeah, have you seen the clip of the Ferrari?
Oh yeah, it did not look comfortable.
I was trying to picture that with last year's tyres, and just whether or not the extra sidewall would absorb it, or if it would just wind up getting like actually proper bunny hopping down the straights.
Questions that will probably not be answered by us because we're not engineers.
But usually the testing, it's not too interesting, but this year it's interesting. It's
Well,
new regulations, so the testing is interesting. You're trying to find out what the cars are like, what they look like.
yeah, well, some teams that were struggling last year looking pretty strong at the moment. Haas has made massive improvements, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be not the usual case, hopefully. I mean, obviously you can't say much on testing, but not the usual case of the field starts getting closer at the end of one regulation set and then they change it and you get another 10 years of the same car winning every race. It's looking like it might be a bit closer, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, a few teams basically abandoned the 2021 car and just went straight for putting all their eggs into the 2022 car. Haas and Ferrari were one of them. And, well, it's paying off for Ferrari. They've been fairly quick. Of course, you know, testing, hard to sort of ascertain what everyone's got because, you know, everyone's holding their cards close to their chest at this early point of the year. We're still seeing a lot of little games being played by Red Bull, you know, covering up their side pods and covering up their wings and things like that. So,
The side pods do look wicked.
oh yeah.
That cutout shape, it's a very strange thing to see.
Honestly, the 2022 Formula One cars look absolutely wicked. Full stop.
They do. Some of the liveries as well, like the Aston Martin, they've changed the green and it looks amazing so far, that livery.
What else has been going on? MotoGP, you guys into 2 wheels or do you stick to 4 wheels only?
MotoGP is pretty much what got me into racing, so I'm looking forward for, I think it's next weekend when that starts, so...
Yeah, speaking of which,
fingers crossed for that one.
Speaking of which, I'd better sign up to KO so I can see all that.
Honda looking strong in that, so if Marquez is bit with some of these young guys, that could be an incredibly entertaining season, or someone will walk away with it because it's just not it's just not gone the way that everyone wanted it to.
Yeah. Let's see. So we got Fabio SL, Race Night Baby, Tom Lauder. Here we go, Tom Lauder. I'm just here to judge performance of drivers for the upcoming Enduro Series. Yeah, Tom Lauder, as we detailed a little bit earlier, the GT Club WEC Series. He has signed up. Good to see Tom actually racing. Although he's going to be racing me, damn it. And J-Boss Games. Are we doing Wreckfest anytime soon? Mate, we'll have to start that up again, I reckon. I don't know. We'll work something out. I'm sure Ruka will join in the stream sooner or later, and he'll start coming up with ideas. We're currently watching Justin Rediex. This guy's not one to underestimate at all. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, I joke all the time that he is the dark horse, but I think he is getting to the point where we can just remove that label from him. He is a serious contender these days. So speak.
Having a look at the. Sorry.
No, go on.
Just having a look at the times we've got so far. It's looking pretty close between the top. Everyone really.
Top four.
Top 6 is within.
Yeah, just over a second covering the top 6, but that's not. It's going to be. This race is going to be very interesting because I've got some insider information. It may or may not be the guy in 6th. This track seems to be very, very hard on tyres. Word is that my insider was probably getting about 6 to 9 laps, and then he was getting massive drop-offs. So that's going to be interesting tonight. That'll make things just Because of course,
always interesting in sprint races to have a tyre factor come into it. So that one will make some interesting racing, especially in the second half.
Well, we talk about this being sprint races, but of course, first race is a 40-minute race with a compulsory pit stop. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of drivers bust out the two-stop strategy. And then the second race of the evening will be a 20-minute sprint with a reverse grid top 10.
Format that just makes you want to get out.
Oh, yeah, doesn't it? And of course, just a reminder for everyone at home, fixed setup series this one. No tyre warmers, so you got to think about when you take your tyres and maybe get that undercut happening. And then you got to remember when you come out of pit lane, not to just bin it straight away on cold tyres.
Something I'm sure we've all done far too often.
Oh yeah, naturally. Who's really impressed me this season or in this series is Bradley here in the. It's sort of a rainbow paddle pop car, but some people have called it Barney's Vomit. But I like it. I think it stands out nicely. But geez, Bradley has improved massively since his first appearance in the series. If I can remember correctly, I'll just have a look at the Discord quickly. I want to say it was round. I'm testing myself here. I have a feeling it was round 3 at Algarve was when he made his first appearance, or perhaps it was round 4. But geez, he has been on fire these last few rounds. He's at the top of timesheets at the moment, but he just seems to be getting faster and faster.
Yeah, it'll be good to see how he does today. Showed burst of speed last round, so we're looking out for him in the rainbow car.
Yep. We've got to try and find someone who is about to start a lap. Chris Nipris actually jumping up to 4th. He's got some pace on, but oh, here we go. So he's doing something smart here. He's practicing his pit entry. Now, not enough people do that. You got to practice your pit entry. Otherwise, you get those penalties. Also, I forgot to introduce.
First of mine. Sorry.
I forgot to introduce the 4th commentator in tonight's stream, and that is my bird. Loves being a part of this.
I was trying to figure out if that was chair or bird.
Lieutenant Lama, he's going well at the moment. He would be in 3rd in the session so far. But, oh, he just goes 2nd. Never mind. 41.037. So
still a couple of tenths off Bradley. I wonder if they got a bit in the tank still.
I think Lama, like, he's another one of these guys that just seems to get the dark horse label put on him a lot. He is just one of those guys that can, if he decides to, he's going to absolutely flog everyone. But then other nights he's just sort of there or thereabouts. But it's hard to tell what he's going to do as he goes purple in the first sector and then immediately runs wide.
Well, he's looking good at the moment, but Drive's still yet to see time, so I'm sure he'll be up there as well.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Matt.
Thought I should sneak that one in there if I'm coming.
Oh, you don't have to. Speaking of follows, I better give the shout out to the following people for all the off-stream follows. Noah Drew, D Fraser 346, Spudsy 62, Triggered Dan. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for hitting that follow button. And if you're sitting there in chat and you haven't hit that follow button, please do so. It does help us somehow. Oh, I don't.
It's nice not doing my own stream and having to remind people of that. So I'll leave that to you.
Well, yeah. Let's see if Justin keeps it on the track, because we might get him to take us for a ride around this circuit. It looks like a really fast circuit, but it looks like fun. I'm watching this and I'm going, geez, I wish I was racing, actually.
Yeah, it's my first look at it, and I've just seen the Please No Punterino there, which is always good to remind the drivers.
Yeah,
it does look like a really fun circuit to get around, and after we're done here, I might have to jump on for a go.
Yeah, that seems to be a tradition for Justin. He does put Please No Punterino on every single one of his liveries. Let's see if we can...
It's on the track.
Here we go. He's about to start. No, he's not. He's okay, fine. Let's see. Travel me. This is the guy who's got a lot to lose tonight. Well, we say a lot to lose, but really he can... I don't think he's under much pressure. Drav, very cool and collected customer, that's for sure. And I don't think being a father has slowed him down at all. Ruka Bird is on Adderall. I think he needs something to calm him down. He just likes being part of the stream. Hello Ajax, welcome back. Let's see if there's someone about to start late. We've got Steve Duro just ahead of Dravelmere. This is the club captain. Good to see him make it into the server with a reasonable amount of time. And looks like he's able to actually do some laps as Chris Nipris improves his time to a 41.3. That gets that gap down between the top 6 to half a second. So we talk about tight margins. That's pretty tight.
Now, Duro, we've got to watch his race pace today. This last race, he did well in the quali. He seemed to drop away from the race, whether it was damage or what have you. So I want to see what his peak speed is and if he can maintain it.
As checkered flag does come out in the practice session, Dravelmere going up to 4th. That's not too bad. So this just looks like the sort of track that you could just do laps on all day long. It just looks like so much fun.
Yeah, it looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, Steve has got a real good knack for picking tracks that suit the cars and suit the racing, and are just so much fun. Oh!
Rainbow paddle pop with the walls around the track as Steve goes off there.
That's okay, we're joined straight on to Dravelmere to get in front of Steve. But have a look at all these long sustained corners. This is why the tyres are getting absolutely murdered around here. That is super tough. And then we've got some banking as well. That hurts, so... it's going to be a tough race for these guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, with the top 5 all within the second as well, it looks like the track will lend itself to being able to get a toe on quite well. So
I'm very happy about this. Chris Nipris on up into second.
As it gets a little bit closer.
Yeah, Travis forgotten which way the track has gone.
Fair play to him.
I'm clipping that. I'm never letting him live that down.
That's the James May special right there.
It didn't use his indicators though, so yeah, that's that. All right, let's head back to the pits and wrap up this qualifying session. Just tight at the top, less than half a second covering the top 6. That is what you want to see. So Bradley topping the practice session, followed by Chris Nipris, Lieutenant Lama, Matt Dole, Dravelmere, Lee Walker, Justin Reddyx, Corey Williams, Ryan Ford, and Steve Duro. And then that is that. We haven't got anyone else jumping into the servant at the moment. Hello, Evo. Welcome to the stream. First time chat as well. So now we actually have to jump out of the server. So this is when I actually start to forget to start the screen share, as is tradition. So while we're waiting, let's talk about a few things that are coming up with GT Club actually. So after this series is done and dusted tonight, we have got the TA2 muscle cars. Either of you two gentlemen getting in on that?
I may be. I've wanted to drive those for a while, actually.
I'm beyond busy with sim racing at the moment, so I think I'm just going to stick to WEC for this season. But I was looking at those, and I am going to have to give them a quick run as well.
Yeah, they do look like fun. I wish I wasn't streaming them, but it was a case of do I race or do I stream this? And I think this would just get so many people to watch these streams and join in with GT Club. Entries have been going off the chart as well, I think, for TA2. Now let's have a quick look. So up to 15 already. Like, that is awesome. Evo LXL, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? No.
If you'd said yes, I was going to start shilling everything I've got right there. Hit me on Facebook.
Nothing personal, Evo. Maybe hit the follow button. Maybe hit the follow button. I might. Also a reminder, just in case you missed it a bit earlier, this Sunday night we are racing AK Racing, the V8 Supercar Series. We have got round number 2 of the new series at Sydney Motorsport Park. Humanator, you're really sounding keen for that one.
Well, yeah, no, it should be good. Second round, you can't go wrong.
No.
A lot of guys quick there. Cesana's looking quick. He's done a quick time in practice, so yeah, it'll be tough to beat a few of those guys, I reckon. But I got my setup dialed in, I think, so it should be good.
Quali will be top 10 shootout. Oh, that's right. Yep, that's right. Yeah, so this is going to be a very special night as well for GT Club in the final round of the series. Top 10 shootout, so that's going to be interesting to watch. Also, after Sunday, we have got another stream for Shakedown SimRacing. Going to Zolder this time. What do you guys think of Zolder in GT3?
Love it in ACC.
Not so much in AC?
Never done it in AC, I think.
Really? Oh, okay.
I had to learn the track the other week for LFM and ACC. That was a lot of acronyms. And I don't like the play. It does not agree with me.
The only track that I really don't like is Monza. That's just... I can't get my head around that one. It's too stop-start.
I have an inexplicable knack for that. It's the only track where I can actually keep up with and beat half the esports people. Everywhere else, I'm 4 seconds off. Go to Monza. I don't understand why.
Because they're aliens, mate. They hit the thrasheveryone.exe program, and yeah, that's it.
I know why they destroy me everywhere else. I don't know how I keep up there.
And then, of course, just a reminder, in case you missed it, GT Club, WEC, that is very much running out of spots. Let's see. How many have we got? So, a lot of drivers signing up for that. Matt, you're one of them. I'm one of them. The only person who doesn't have an excuse at the moment is you, James. What's going on?
Bloody excuses, no excuses.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. A lot of top drivers in LMP1, a lot of top drivers in GTE. Matt Double, Ben Ellis, Tom Lauder. Sorry, I'll use his Discord name, Tom Vice Lord of Daytona Lauder. I think he might like Daytona. Steve Duro, he's in there. Noah Drew, that's a name that speaks out to me. Jumps out at me for some reason. LMP1, we got Cinder, Amashiro, Daniel Cicluna's in there. Josh Hill, Matt, you're in there in LMP. That's great. TD, that's a name I haven't seen in ages. TD. And then a few names I don't really recognise. And we've got reserve drivers of Dravomir and Noah. I better actually create a link for you people in the chat so you can join up and get in there, because I think they are almost out of spaces. Let's see. And then we'll share an AK link. See, that is not what I wanted. That's probably because I was using the wrong mouse, I guess.
I keep forgetting which microphone I'm using because I'm not using the one on the headset tonight, so I keep unmuting that and I'm just talking to myself.
So there we go. There's the GT Club Discord link, so make sure you get in and join them. And we will create a link for the AK Racing Discord. And unfortunately, I don't have permission to share Shakedown. So maybe someone in chat, if you've got a link to the Shakedown SimRacing Discord, please share so people can join. All right, let's see. I think we should have a server. No, not yet. Okay. So we've still got plenty of time then to talk about other things. What can we talk about?
Porpoising, I guess, is the hot word going around.
Porpoising is the hot word that's out there at the moment. Yep.
So we'll have to get some feedback from these drivers, see if they had any porpoising at this track
Well,
in their focuses.
well, we got Kaiser in chat. He's very happy about P2. You almost got the snipe. Kaiser, are you having any porpoising out there? Or Steve, have you had any porpoising experience?
Will be good to know.
Yeah, it would be lovely to know if you got porpoising.
You wouldn't want it in these cars, that's for sure.
I mean, we'll just keep using the word porpoising until someone responds. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy, Kaiser, on P2. Full disclosure, that is my older brother, so a little bit of bias. Tell you what, I'm also being spammed by weirdos on WhatsApp. That's great.
These guys are going to have to lay down the laps in qualifying, though. I mean, that's where it counts.
Let's Tommy Lauder. Let's talk about BOP for the vets. No, please. Context there.
You're talking about parody, right?
Yeah. Well, context there. Chris and myself are both in the Corvette C8s, and we've sort of topped the practice timesheets. Oh, hang on. We have got a server up for qualifying, so let's get in there and we'll get this quali session up. Gentlemen, any predictions? Oh, speaking of predictions, should probably start a new prediction of the pole time.
Drav number 1 in qualifying, followed by Matt W.
I'm going to go along with that because I don't know any better.
All right, so poll time for you people playing at home. Get your predictions in and earn some channel points. I don't know what channel points do, but you should earn them. Are we going to see a sub 141.7 in qualifying, or are we not going to see a sub 41 in qualifying? Let's see. We have one car on track already, and that is Steve Duro. I don't know that he's allowed to be out there at the moment. Or is this the top 10 shootout?
If anyone knows what's going on, it's got to be him.
Well, yes, that is a good point. Actually, I did see some announcements, something in announcement, but let's give you guys a full screen. Have a quick look. Supposedly we are... Oh, okay, here we go. So, yeah, this is the top 10 shootout. So, I have almost missed the shootout, I guess. But Steve Duro will be the first one out. Then we have Ryan Ford, Corey Williams, Justin Rediex, Lee Walker, Dravelmere, Matt Double, Lieutenant Lama, Chris Nippers, and then Bradley will be the last one out as Steve Duro starts his first flying lap. Well, the first flying lap as he tips it into turn 1 and 2. Crashes over the curbs. That was not comfortable for Steve. Runs a little bit wide, but keeps it going. It's right on board with him now, and you guys let me down. You didn't remind me to share my screen.
I was just about to say.
Oh, we're just about to remind you.
Whoa, Steve gets a little bit sideways. Just grabbed the brakes while on the grass there. Gotta wonder, as he pumped those tyres right up, or would you let the tyres down a little bit?
You'd have to pump them up in a setter, I reckon.
Yep.
For a one-shot lap like this.
I'll tell you what, Steve is not looking comfortable out there. He certainly is a very busy man, running the show here at GT Club and racing, so he doesn't really get a lot of chance to put in any practice laps these days. But he usually comes strong in the racing.
And it's fixed setup as well, so he'll get the hang of it.
All the time. He's about to come up to the final corner, if I'm not mistaken. This super long bit of a bank there.
And he has gone the right way that time as well, so that will help with his lap time.
Well, we'll see what he stops the clock at. It is a 1:43.1. That's not going to be good enough for Steve. He's not going to be happy with that. That little mistake.
Good couple seconds off.
He hurt himself with that mistake on the brakes. But Ryan Ford is next to set a lap time. Probably. He's looking very smooth though through the first chicanes. See if we can get some sector times up, actually. Here we go. Yep, we have sectors. Don't know if they'll work on the opening lap, but well, Ryan Ford will show us. A nice, clean line. Going through that double apex left-hander. Right on board with...
Now, is this his out lap or his hot lap?
No, this is his hot lap.
Okay.
He's had a little bit of a wobble in this triple apex left-hander. That's almost a bit like the one in Turkey, isn't it? Silence. Anyway, rounds the right-hander. Now we're coming up towards the end of this lap. Unfortunately, we have no sector time, so I can't tell you if Ryan's up or down on Steve Duro. It's looking much smoother than Steve's lap, so I'm going to guess that Ryan is definitely on the pace.
He's keeping it together. He's hitting the apexes.
Yep.
Very clean lap.
Stops the clock, 1:42.8. So Ryan Ford to the top of the pile. Next man is Corey Williams in the number 84. I'll tell you what, Corey has been making some good improvements throughout this season as well. In fact, making a lot of improvements since joining GT Club, actually. Oh, runs a little bit deep in the final corner of that little complex there. Maybe not getting the tyre temp up, of course. Remember, no tyre warmers in this series.
Yeah, your best bet is just to pump up the tyres.
Not the easiest sim to get the tyres turned on as well, AC, but throw it around a bit, you usually get it there eventually.
Eventually. Corey, he's starting to come on now in the second half of the lap, I'd say. So See if Corey can keep it together and top the 42.8 mark. We're still miles off that prediction of a 141.7. We've still got time. Gets it pulled up nicely. Neat little apex and good exit as well. And doesn't use too much of the track either, so this might be... Have we got any predictions for this one? 42.8, you reckon?
Looks fairly clean as well, so I imagine it wouldn't be...
You could do a
too
mid
far off.
42, mid 42.
Oh, look at the sparks flying off the bottom of that car as he crosses the line. 142.7, so Corey Williams to the top of the pile. Pretty tight at the top so far. Justin Rediex, he's now getting set to start his lap. Now, I was going to mention, I did see a little bit of porpoising before that
You
bank
did?
turn. Yeah.
You don't want that. The car, you just lose front end grip.
Oh, Rediex sideways. He got a lot of wheel spin out of that chicane. I think he got to the apex a little bit better on the majority of those turns, so he may have saved a few tenths. Ajax in the chat, we love a tight top. Context, depending on the context. Just a bit the other way. No way, he's going to go quick. Yeah, I'll have to ban drivers getting involved in the prediction thing, I reckon, because they influence it way too much.
Total conflict of interest.
Yeah.
That's right, they're backing
Things
themselves.
are
They're
right.
allowed to do that.
This is looking really tidy from Rediex. I reckon we could see a very low 42 here from JR.
Well, I would have thought a 41 wouldn't be too impossible. At least a high 41.
Didn't quite get it pulled up as nicely as Corey did in that little hairpin. Gets the apex though for that little sweeper, and now up to this big thick banky boy. That car not porpoising. Interesting. Oh, you had to have a lift though. Maybe a
It
little.
looked like he's all four outside the white line there.
We'll see as he crosses the line if he's allowed to keep that lap. And it's a 41.9.
There you go,
Oh,
there you
we go. So Justin Rediex smashes it. Lee Walker, he's the next one out on track.
So who's doing the best job of getting their tyres up to temp?
Well, you'd have to
On
say,
the outlap, that's a big part of it, isn't it?
well, I have to say it's Justin Rediex.
Well, he's almost a second clear of second place, so it was good. You just got to go out there and push.
Hang on, I've got really good description of porpoising here from Tommy Lauder. So this is going to be a really technical term. Porpoise, when a man in a long-term relationship begins to slowly turn into a porpoise. Signs of this include spending a lot of time in water, feeling uncomfortable on land, and looking increasingly dolphin-shaped, but without the beak. Not quite, Tom. Oh,
Yeah.
Lee's been distracted by the description of porpoising, that's for sure. He ran a little
As
bit
long as
too
his
deep.
car's not doing it. He's having a go though. You got to give him credit for it.
Oh yeah,
I think
of
there's
course.
time here to be made. Get a good 41 out of it. If you go out there, you push. You don't make any mistakes.
Well, that's the big thing. You only get one lap in these shootouts. You've got to get it right.
So far, we've seen a blend of drivers taking a bit safer and not using as much on the curbs, and the last couple have definitely been risking a bit more with the track limits, and it's paid off for Justin.
Speaking of leaving track limits there, Lee was he would have been on the absolute track limit.
And I have remembered his name. I was weighing up between Justin and Jason. Right, so
Well, he is the dark horse. Lee Walker now, he steers it to the pit line, and 43.2, so that puts him off the back at the moment. So not great stuff from Lee. He could definitely do better. Dravelmere now, it's his turn to take on the circuit. Runs it in super deep into the first chicane. That's going to hurt him. How do you like his sponsor, by the way? Oh,
It goes with the conversation quite well.
Yeah, I was hoping.
That was for lateral porpoising.
Yeah, I was hoping to get that to try and weave that in, Jim's track limits, while we were talking about track limits. Oh, that was a lovely apex there from Dravomir. Left it late. Keeps the momentum up as he tips it into this double apex left-hander. That's, I reckon, where Lee lost the most amount of time on his lap.
This guy's king, isn't he? He's so smooth.
Oh, yeah. I remember trying to race against him at, yeah. So it's tough racing Drav, that's for sure. As Drav winds up to this hairpin, we'll see if he gets it pulled up for... Oh, I think he is a little bit wide. He uses all the track. He'll maximise his entry speed onto this back straight. And interestingly, doesn't go too wide either. That's worked out for him, I think.
Like he could have got a good run there.
How's the sound of these cars? I love them.
Yeah, beautiful.
I've been trying to figure... It sounds familiar.
I believe it's a Formula Renault car. Something like that. Anyway, drove me to the top. A 140.5. Okay. Okay. He's absolutely blown it out of the water. 140.5 for Dravelmere. And now we look at Matt Double, who absolutely monsters the curb. Tips it through the chicane. He's done well. And here's some channel points, folks. Oh, God almighty. I did not see that coming. Matt Double with it all to do if he's going to get onto pole. Matt Double needs to have a real good round tonight if he's going to try and take the win. And that is obviously not what he wanted to see. Dravelmere at the top. He grabs the curb on the double left. He fires it out of that slower section. Now through the Istanbul circuit section. I do have a feeling that this is a fictitious circuit, so they've just grabbed a lot of corners that they like and just slapped it together.
Since you mentioned the triple apexer, which I believe is Turkey, I've been trying to sort of figure them out. Sort of circuit of the Americas kind of thing, where borrowed from different tracks.
Well, Matt Double, he's had a good lap so far. I don't know that he's into the 40s. See him run wide, sparks shooting off the car. Interestingly, I didn't see any sparks flying off the number 3 of Dravelmere. And Matt Double goes to second, 141.1. That's pretty quick, but not quick enough to dislodge Dravelmere from his position. Here comes Lieutenant Lama now.
Name of the evening.
Oh, yeah. You think that's something? You check that out. Right there on the back. Always got to have the Llama. And the shocked one to be safe as well. Anyway, Llama fires it in to the braking zone. I don't know how he got that in. Different line there as well. Not sure if you guys noticed that. He just held it tight against the curb. But he was able to just straighten the car up and get on the power. Tell you what, we're getting pretty tight on time. 3 minutes left in the session, and we still have Chris Nipris and Bradley. Lieutenant Lama runs a little bit wide. He grabs that sausage curb on the exit. That's going to hurt him. How much? We'll have to wait till the end of the lap. But I think that's going to put him into the high 41s.
Seems like you've really got to nail every corner.
Well, when you're trying to beat a 140.5 and the next time is a 141.1, I mean, I don't know how Drav pulls those times out of... I don't know where he pulls them from, but I wish he'd tell me. Lama didn't quite carry the speed as much through the banked section as he comes across the line. We'll see where he ends up. It's a 41.6. So Lama slots into third for now. Here comes Chris Nipris in the 1.6 Motorsports car. Also sponsored by us, apparently.
Go Race Promotions.
Yep. Got
Looks
nothing to do
great.
with the surname, I swear. It's just talent.
What can Chris do here?
Well, we'll find out. It was nice and smooth through the chicane. We didn't see him clattering the curbs like a lot of the other drivers. Geez, the pressure is on him, though. Almost topped the practice session. But, I'll tell you what, he sent me a screenshot of his times. He is looking pretty consistent and comfortable on the circuit. Oh, this is looking really smooth, actually. Of course, we're missing his teammate Matt Southwell in the other 1.6 entry. Unfortunately, Matt had his tonsils removed and is still not feeling too well. So, shout out to Matt if you're watching.
Make sure to have plenty of ice cream.
Yeah. And Nipris tips it in. He makes the apex, but I think that's cost him some exit speed. But he's actually
grabbed too much of the apex there.
He's had a clean exit though. He didn't have to use too much of the exit space coming down the back straight onto the banky boy.
Yeah, maybe grabbing that little bit extra curve just helped hook him in and
quite possibly.
the
See where he stops the clock at. 141.3. That puts him on the second row. He's going to be absolutely ecstatic about that. But here we go. Last man, Bradley. Definitely one of the most improved drivers in the series. Nice and smooth through the chicane. And Ruka, thank you for gifting a sub to Twisty, which would be Matt Southwell. And here's ecstatic that his teammate is off of row 2. Anyway, we better focus on the paddle pop focus. God, used focus way too many times in that sentence.
Oh,
It is the Focus Supercup.
Yeah. The paddle pop Supercup. There you go.
So yeah, there's paddle pop on the walls as well.
Oh, there is too. I just noticed that.
So this is like his home track.
Yeah. That is
Rainbow
beautiful.
Road.
Rainbow Road.
And I just ran out of rainbow paddle pops an hour before we started.
Know who you're going for, mate.
Quality.
I'm conflicted. We got the rainbow paddle pop focus, and we got my younger cousin Corey. I remember 2 names tonight. I'm doing well.
We should be remembering this guy, Bradley. Oh, he's run very wide. That is going to be the end of this lap, basically. I don't think this time is going to be competitive for poor Bradley. As he tips it through the big banky boy. And he fires it down the main straight. We'll see he's not happy. You can see him wobbling the wheel. And in fact, that would have been a disqualification from for track limits. So let's run through the final order for qualifying. So Dravomir, unbelievable time, 140.5. Blows everyone out of the water ahead of Matt Double. Chris Nipris stays off in row number 2. That's his best performance in qualifying so far. Lieutenant Lama will join Nipris off the second row. Justin Rediex and Corey Williams off of row 3. Ryan Ford and Steve Giro row 4. Sorry, I got my numbers mixed up. And then we have Lee Walker and Bradley off of row 5. No one else has made it into the server, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, Mashiro-san is not really going to feature, which is a huge shame for him. He was looking good for the championship. Oh, well. Maybe next time. Maybe TA2. So, geez, any surprises there from qualifying?
Well, Matt Nipris, he did really well. Or what's his name? Chris.
Oh, I'm very surprised. I did
Very
very
good.
well. I mean, I thought I did pretty well in commentary too.
I mean, you just call the action so well. It's just fantastic.
It was
I mean,
honestly a
I'm
generational performance there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely blushing at the moment. Yeah, Chris certainly did well. Row number 2. Lee Walker is seems like he's having a bit of a struggle with his computer. That could be why he had a terrible time in qualifying. Hopefully he gets that sorted out. Turns down some graphics. Turns down some. Maybe closes down the stream. Maybe. Oh, we should really start a new prediction. Clean turn 1, 2 minutes. I'll let you guys decide that. What do you think?
I've got higher hopes than I would if it was Monza.
Well, it is a GT club. These guys are really sensible when it comes to the first corner, but yeah, it's gonna be tough going into turn 1.
I reckon everyone wants to get through. I mean, you've got to try your best. I think they'll be all right.
Oh, okay. Big news. Steve Duro, his internet has died, so he is out of race 1. That is
Unlucky
heartbreaking.
Steve.
We've seen plenty of disconnects in the middle of races, and we've seen plenty of disconnects at the starts of races. Never seen a disconnect before the race has even started. That's a new one.
After quali, before.
By followers, primes, and viewers on. Oh my god! Get rid of this guy. Go away. No mercy for spam bots.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around about how big the gap to P1 was there in qualifying. That was a fantastic performance.
Yeah, usually very close in the Supercup. But yeah. Oh, hello. We have got a server up. That is good. That is very good. So unfortunately, 9 cars tonight. I think a few drivers probably using tonight as their round drop. Steve, mate, I hope your internet comes back. Oh, look at that! I've got my screen share up already. Bam! Straight away. No waiting around. And no practice anyway. Yeah. Well, qualifying is your practice. Then we've got obviously a 40-minute race and then 20-minute race. So yeah. Let's bring up the full screen for you folks at home. Any predictions for this race?
Chris Nipris for a podium.
Oh, mate, I'd be very happy if I got a podium from here. I mean, I could fire up the wheel and I could take the safety car. I don't think that.
It'd be tough to get on the podium with the safety car. You reckon your brother's got a bit of a better bet? Can you get Matt Doubleday or Dravel me?
Well, that's
It'll be tough.
Now let me get my drone camera into position. Set for a start. Tommy Lauder, Russian Tractor P1. Yep, that's. I think Drav is definitely going to feature this one. I mean, you'd have to think that the Pulsar would feature, but I wonder how much long runs he has actually done.
Yeah, that is one of the interesting things you get when someone's that far ahead in qualifying, is have they focused mainly on qualifying, and either way, how good are they going to be on it with tyres as the race goes on?
I haven't seen Lee Walker jump into the server yet. I wonder if he's just decided to park it for tonight. He's struggling with frame rate issues apparently. So hopefully he makes it in anyway, fixes up a few things. All right, so we are set for a start. Now, how many of you people at home? Oh, 50-50 split for a clean turn 1. Ruka with no, and Justin ReadyX with yes. So, okay, interesting. I think I do like Chris Nipris for the race, because I know that he has been putting in a lot of long laps. He also knows just how badly these tyres drop off a cliff at a certain point. So he will just probably factor that into his strategy as well. Anyway, we are getting set for a start as our lights flash up on the screen. We are set for the start. The revs are built. Everyone is on the limiter. We have got 6 lights on. 6 lights out. We are away and racing. Looked like a little bit of a hesitant start for Matt Double on the front row, but it's still fairly even as they head into turn 1. Are we going to have a clean turn 1? Looks like it. So far, so good. Well, what do you know? GT Club, as usual.
Beautiful
Clean
start.
turn 1. Absolutely perfect. Perfect start. But it is your boy Dravelmir leading the way. He gets the whole shot ahead of Matt Double. Chris Nipris bringing up third. See a few moves going on in the background. Lee Walker did actually make it into the server. Good stuff from Lee as he tries to put up the inside of Ryan Ford. Going into, I don't know what we call that corner. The fish hook, maybe.
Really even start for everyone. That was good to see, especially going into turn 1 without the contact. Everyone nice and close. So looks like we could be on for a good one. Yeah?
Here we go, Lee trying to go for the send on Ryan Ford, but he's got to be mindful of Bradley just behind him. Bradley is definitely out of position if his pace in practice is anything to go by. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. So just a reminder, 40-minute race number 1 with a compulsory pit stop. We may see a 2-stop strategy for some of these guys. You never know. Oh, Bradley thinks about the move, but he pulls out of it. Lee was already angled into the apex, so he looks for a move on Ford. So this is really the closest battle, although we have got a bit of a 3-way battle. We've got Chris Nipris in third. He's just holding off Llama and ReadyX. He's just not too far off the back of Nipris, actually. But Nipris is just starting to get dropped by Double and Dravelmir. Just wonder how much Matt Double is being stretched at this early stage of the race. Actually, he's doing a pretty good job of matching the pace of Dravelmir.
Now he's just got to stay close to him. If you can follow him, copy his break points, but if you lose the sight of him, he'll just fall back.
Well, I think I've said it numerous times with regards to Dravelmir. He is one of those drivers you've got to beat up early on the first lap. You cannot let him get into a rhythm, otherwise he just drives away. Oh, hey, Lee Walker, he's managed to finally make the move on Ryan Ford. Yes, Ruka, don't chase, just trust in your speed. I believe it's faith in your pace. Not trust in your speed, although we can do both. Why not? So, it's getting a bit tight for third. Lieutenant Llama on the back of Chris Nipris. Now, unfortunately for Llama, Chris Nipris has got the reputation of being able to make these little focuses about the width of a F-150. If we go back to Portimao, he did a sterling job of holding Dravelmir behind him for the last 10 minutes of race number 1, I believe it was. So it's going to be a tough race for Llama if he's going to get around Chris in this race. It's 40.8 for Dravelmir on lap number 2. That is pretty damn fast, especially for race pace.
Bradley's still not had any luck there at the back trying to make up positions. He'll be hopefully not getting too impatient there.
We'll check in on Bradley actually, so we'll jump on board with him as he chases Ryan Ford.
Looks
Nice
like
shot,
he
eh?
might have had a... Oh, as Ford goes wide there, that was a close one. Glad that they're both awake. But it looked like Bradley closed up a bit towards the end of that lap. He would fallen back earlier on, but not quite able to get close enough, it would be. Nice clean line through there, holding it a bit tighter than Ford ahead, so just needs to be patient, not try and rush the move and pick him off when he can.
Well, I've got some insider information that Bradley is actually under the tutelage of a certain Dravelmere.
Well, from my limited experience, I'd say that is a fairly good person to have in your camp.
Well, he is the man who is leading by 2.7 seconds over second, so I would agree with that assessment. They tip it into the big, thick, banky boy as Dravelmere takes another 2/10. It goes purple again. Everyone going purple. Lama closing in a little bit on Chris Nipris. Oh, here comes Bradley now. He's looking for the move. Here he goes. A big send into the first corner. Gets it sideways. Wags the tail at Ryan Ford. And Bradley goes up to 8th. That was beautifully done
Very
by
nice
Bradley.
pass.
He's got to hold on to it now because Ford has now got the momentum and the slipstream as they tip it into turn number 4 and 5. But Ford backs out of it instead. So probably a smart idea from Ford. Still way too early in this race to get carried away with battles.
Yeah, at this point, I think Ford definitely better off getting in behind Bradley and trying to get the tow back up to Walker and Williams ahead.
Ford probably would just do well just to stick to his own pace, and like, you never know, mate. Ford may have done some long runs himself, and he just knows how high wear this track is. They might be saving tyres for a little bit later in the race, try to avoid a 2-stop strategy. I'll tell you what, Lee Walker's driving pretty well. He's caught up to the back of Corey Williams. And I think these two are actually catching Justin Rediex in the number 144. See Rediex there flashing through the front of the screen there? Front of the shot, I should say.
Yeah, Rediex, he's got about 2.5 seconds up to Lama and ahead. He's caught on the back of Nipris there. And Matt Double doing a good lap as well.
Yeah, that gap between Double and Dravelmere, 3.6 seconds now. Here comes Lee, around the outside. I thought that was ambitious. It's still on though. That could be the send of the race if he manages to pull it off. Williams gives him plenty of room. Very polite driving by Corey Williams. They're still going to be side by side up to turn number 4, but Walker just cuts in front. Wow. I'm clipping that. That is send of the night already. So Lee Walker not hanging around. He wants to get on with it. And now that brings Bradley into the mix as well as he thinks about a move on Corey Williams. Right on board with Corey Williams now. Looking back at that Rainbow Paddle Pop Focus. See that, just hear that Williams is having a few stabs at the throttle, rather than having that nice smooth single application of the throttle through that triple left-hander. Ryan Ford's actually coming back at Bradley too, so definitely not over between these four. So
yeah, I think Bradley's just missing a little bit of pace through that part of the track. He fell back behind Ford the 2 or 3 laps. He was behind him through there and then catches up again in the last and first sectors.
See that Ford absolutely using every inch of the circuit. Ford also doing the same, so got to be careful. Oh, here comes Bradley. He's not going to do the same thing, is he? Oh, No way forward around. Just rushed that a little bit too much, I think, but he gets it back on track. Still plenty of time to make that that time up, and still got pit stops too. We better actually come up with a new outcome. Oh, hang on, no, didn't even give you guys a prediction result. So there we go, we had a clean turn 1. Let's have a new prediction. Who's going to be higher at half race distance? Who should we pick on for this one?
Maybe Llama and Nipris?
Llama and Nipris, I like that. And see if I spelt Lieutenant right. Anyway, there's a prediction. Chris Nipris and Lieutenant Llama, who's going to be higher up in the standings at half race distance, which is in about 10 minutes time. We should be getting close to the pit stops by that stage. We can see Llama is that was the camera I wanted, damn it. Oh, Llama, he understeers off the circuit. That'll hurt him, and he loses the slipstream. I was going to say that Llama's really in a good position heading down this front straight. Tell you what, Chris Nipris is just getting faster and faster as well. This is the first time he's actually been back in a league for quite some time, and he certainly has really improved since his last few appearances. And as ever, he is still one of the hardest drivers to pass. He is painful to race against.
Now Llama's just going to have the incentive here. It doesn't matter if he doesn't get past him now. He could try to overcut him in the stops. Try and force him into a mistake. So Llama's in a pretty good position here.
Rika in chat, he's just painful in general. That's fair. I think Matt Double has run into problems because he has lost about half a second to these two. Oh, we see Nipris get a bit of mid-corner understeer. These cars are very, very weird in their handling, I have to say. They do tend to have a sudden push of understeer, and then they just have a little bit of snap oversteer as well. They're just very, very odd cars to race.
I was trying to figure out what it looked like they were doing. It was odd one trying to figure. It looks like Ford at the back is catching back up to Bradley quite quickly as well. As their race starts to hot up a bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, Bradley's made a mistake at 45.9. That's
It's just well off for that time.
yeah.
There was about a 4.5 second gap, a lap or so ago, and all of a sudden looked over and it was under a second.
So he's made a mistake somewhere. Maybe he had to go at Corey, and just hasn't worked out for him. But, got to be patient now, and just he's definitely got pace over Corey Williams. He should just be able to just ease himself onto the back of the number 84.
I think from what we saw of him in the early laps of this race, he may just be struggling with the patience a bit, maybe a bit frustrated after his lap time being disallowed in qualifying. So he just needs to settle into the race, run his own pace, and pick up the positions where he can.
Well, that is a very good point. I'm just about to point that out, actually. Would you believe that this is the first league Bradley has ever raced in?
Certainly got more pace than you'd expect from someone who's
absolutely green to sim racing, and he is up there really pushing hard as we have a much closer battle for Llama and Nipris as they head into turn number 1. Llama, I think the slipstream almost caught out Lieutenant Lama there, but geez, Lee Walker is coming. 42-1 from Lee Walker. These two guys in the mid 42s, so they got to be mindful of that. Sorry, it was ReadyX who was quicker than these two. No, I was right. It was Lee Walker. 42. Oh God, I'll get it right eventually. But, one thing I
love this bit of flame coming out the exhaust every time we cut to them.
Oh yeah, it's great, isn't it?
You get the sparks, you get the flames, the sound of things make it's quite entertaining. You forget you're commentating.
So well, it's certainly a pleasure commentating these cars. It's going to be a shame to see it end. But hopefully Steve is sitting in chat with a notebook going Supercup Season 2.
Well, he's got the TA2s coming up. I'm sure they'll be amazing to watch.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for the TA2s, but these have just been a pleasure to broadcast. It's just a shame that not many other people got into it. Perzek RL, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream enough to smash that follow button. Brings us up to 377 followers, coincidentally. So here we go again down the front straight. Lama will pick his braking marker a little bit better this time. Nipris runs a bit deep, misses the apex.
Could be on here.
I'll tell you something about Chris Nipris. He is very good at corner exit. He always struggles with corner entry, but corner exit is just it's his jam, basically. And that's basically...
It's just been pointed out in chat that Bradley's got up to 7th, so he's made a couple moves there.
Certainly has. He's up into 7th, and now he's trying to chase down Lee Walker. So I guess he has done exactly what you were saying for him to do, which is just calm down and just let go of the mistake. Lama needs to learn the headlight flash button. That doesn't affect Chris. I've tried it.
As someone who pretty much lives with his thumb on that button. Especially, I mean, you've seen us signed up for LMP1, so you got to be ready to go with it.
Oh, mate, I'm ready. I've recently swapped to VR for basically all sim racing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having to keep one eye on the mirrors for you guys flying past us. Oh, here we go. So the pit stops have started. Chris Nipris into pit lane. I'm going to guess a lot of people are going to be raging now if you bet on Chris Nipris being higher. He's let you down.
If you're Lama, you want to stay out, right, and try and get your pace advantage. He's still got some left in the tyres. I reckon he does. He's stuck behind Nipris there. Nipris defending well.
I think now the strategy would be to stay out a bit longer and try to counteract the pace that Chris will have now at the end of the race.
Well, Chris has to be very mindful. We'll see what his pit stop time is, 33 seconds. So try and do some quick maps, but he's got to remember he is on freezing cold tyres. They will have zero grip. Yep. And we've seen it so many times in this series, drivers going out and just binning it straight away.
The instant bin.
The insta-bin, yep. Ruka, is there another race after this? Yes, there is. 20-minute sprint, reverse grid. Hopefully we see a Steve Duro make it for that one. So let's check in on our leader, Dravomir. It's very easy to forget that he's actually in the race because he has got a 12.5 second gap. That's not a bad effort.
I've not seen him even come close to setting a foot wrong at all tonight.
Oh,
yeah, it's usually how he drives.
41.091. That was his previous time, so that's still pretty quick. Best lap time Ruka, is a 140.531, which is this gentleman on screen right now. As Lieutenant Lama is into pit lane, that's curious. You'd think that he would try and go for the overcut that since Nipris was came in early.
Depends, are the tyres just so horrible though that you can't drive on them anymore?
Possibly. We'll check
do
on
have some
Lama.
insider on information on that.
But Lama out of pit
24,
lane.
much quicker pit stop there.
Yeah, so I wonder if he didn't take on any fuel. He's definitely taken on tyres because he is struggling for grip.
Yeah, nice and gentle there.
So the pit stops have not worked out for Chris Nipris somehow. I wonder if he made a mistake getting onto his pit box. But, anyway, choose a prediction for this outcome. That would be Lieutenant Lama. Who actually put channel points on Lieutenant Lama? That'd be Ruka. Of course it was. Twisty. Oh, jeez. Hotspot, we know the truth. Yeah. Steve, just hotspot from your phone, you know. That's all.
I actually used to race with the guy that did that, and it was better than his Wi-Fi. So, country South Australia, I think, was where he was racing from, and he had to rest his phone up on the windowsill so it was getting the best view outside possible.
Oh my god.
And if it was, like, I think he ended up having to mark the spot with tape. It had to be in that much of a specific spot. But that's the best one I've heard so far.
He was probably with Vodafone, wasn't he? That's why he had to be so specific with where he put the phone.
Would make a difference, would it?
Oh, you clearly have not been with Vodafone.
I mean, it'll drop no matter what you do. You breathe the wrong way and you lose reception.
Oh, this is the closest battle on track at the moment. We have Ryan Ford and Corey Williams. These guys are glued together at the moment. Here comes Ford. He tries to sneak it up the inside. He has done so, actually. That was a tidy little move from Ryan Ford.
Snipped under there, nice and neat.
Right, we better pick on some new people for who's going to finish higher at the end of the race. It's going to be a tough one.
Bradley and Dravelme.
Okay, now can we have some serious suggestions?
Here I was thinking Snoop Dogg, and it turned out I was the mature.
Anyone else? If there's any other ones, it'd be too hard to pick for me.
Probably go. Let's make it interesting. We're going to go Bradley and Ryan Ford. Who's going to finish higher between these two? So Ryan Ford, the man we're on screen with at the moment, as he ducks into pit lane, or the Paddle Pop Racing Ford Focus of Bradley.
About to get our first preview of that result in just a few seconds.
Well, not necessarily. Ford
I realised that as soon as I've said it. He will have a good advantage of these tyres, though. So,
you know, he's come in pretty late, so he's going to have the advantage of fresh tyres. Bradley at 41.2. He is moving at the moment, and he's closing in on the back of Chris Nipris.
Yeah, I think Bradley definitely has the out-and-out pace, but I think Ford we saw driving a lot smoother. So I think this one could be quite interesting down at the end. And on the first set of tyres, he may have had a bit more consistent pace up to the end of his stint. So definitely one to watch.
We've got a battle for the lead, although Justin Redick still hasn't come in for his pit stop. I'm expecting Dravelme to make light work of this. In fact, Redick's he certainly made it light work, didn't he?
He knows that's not his race. So just very smart, cautious racecraft there.
Well, I think he made a mistake getting out of it in that corner. That's cost him a lot of time. We'll see where ReadyX pops in as right on cue. He comes into pit lane. See if he pulls it up at the line. He does. So, I mean, everyone's really been doing low 20s with their pit stop, but Chris Nipris, for some reason, a 32.
Yeah.
So he must have
Something
made a
happened
mistake.
there.
He's
Something
made a
happened
mistake.
either on the entry or on the stop itself. So multiple things can go wrong. And it'll be shattering. He was on for a podium position.
Here we go. So he missed the pit box. There you have it. That is the most frustrating thing you could ever have happen to you, honestly.
There you go. Cost you 9 seconds.
Yep. Oh my goodness me, Bradley. He almost ended Chris Nipris' life then. But anyway, it was right at the end. Oh no. So apparently Chris Nipris' pit box is right at the entrance, and yeah, he missed his pit box. That's why it took 32 seconds for Chris Nipris. But that's okay. He's in a good position for race number 2. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Justin ReadyX had about 4 seconds over Lee Walker. So the overcut hasn't really worked out for him because he's now got to defend from Lee Walker on warm tyres while he still tries to get the temperature into his tyres.
A good result for Lee if he can upend Justin here. That'd be a very good result.
Oh my good lord. 140.054. Drive, just keep going. Just going to 39s. Jeez. That is ridiculous.
No, sometimes you're just glad you're not racing. 3 times like that, it's just, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's eye-watering. Yeah, wow. Steve, can you maybe get onto the server and just put 100 kilos on Drav's car?
It's
Maybe.
a fixed setup. It's a fixed setup, so.
Tyres in he. Oh, okay. Ryan Ford also doing his personal best. That's good to see. We've got a good battle brewing between Bradley and Nipris still. Bradley is closed up onto the back of Nipris, tipping it into turn 4 and 5. But, maybe the inexperience of Bradley may shine through here. As you can see, Nipris is just... He's very good at just ignoring the mirror and just sticking to his lines.
Just that inexperience for Bradley that's really only a weakness I think he really has here. We've seen it a couple of times where he's overshot or just pushed that little bit too hard behind someone, so hopefully he's able just to rein it in a little bit and stick where he is and be patient and see where he can make the move work.
Oh, there you go. Like I said, Nipris very good off the corners, and that's just a perfect demonstration of it right there. Pulled out about car length and a bit over Bradley. So
yeah, I think with a bit more experience, Bradley, instead of having that look up the inside on the way in there, he may have tucked in behind and tried to get a better run out, or at least match the run out and try and get into that slipstream.
He's definitely putting the pressure on Nipris. He's driving a little bit more ragged through the chicane now. Up ahead we see Lee Walker. He still just can't get that gap between himself and ReadyX down to under a second. Corey Williams sets his personal best as well. So everyone's starting to get their heads around this circuit, I think.
Yeah, the new tyres and the lighter fuel load looks like it's doing good things for the race. We've got a few battles a little bit closer, so will be an exciting 10 minutes or so to finish us off.
Unfortunately, not for the lead, because Dravomir, 20.5 seconds clear of Matt Double.
I'm still trying not to think about him after that lap time.
Yeah, we can just delete the first place driver. That'd be nice. God, jeez. I mean, imagine if you had that little overlay come up while you're racing. That'd just be so demoralising.
My first league wins, which I think it was my first league win, was ended about 3 minutes left in a hour-and-a-half race in GT3 at Beijing when I disconnected from my own server.
Oof.
Not hitting the power button while everyone else is still racing is one of my proudest accomplishments. I don't think anyone heard from me for about 2 days after that one, because I wasn't in the best of spirits.
No, you wouldn't be.
But we've got, real racing. We've got engine failures and stuff like that. In sim racing, we've got hardware and internet. So
Yeah. It is part of the sport that is sim racing. We see Bradley is I think he's just starting to get a little bit frustrated that he can't quite find a way around the number 61. Just see him making a few little ragged mistakes. But here we go. This is a battle I want to see. This is for 4th place. Justin ReadyX. He's got Lee Walker all over the back of him now. Oh, a little mistake from ReadyX. Runs a little bit wide.
Lee Walker is really in the groove. He's been driving well.
Jeez, ReadyX good off that triple left-hander. Look how much Walker closes in on the brakes. So Walker probably I think Walker might be a little bit more confident with the brakes here than what ReadyX is. I think, I don't know if aero wash is a thing in Assetto, but it certainly looks to be affecting several drivers on that big banky boy.
Yeah, ReadyX was planted through there, but you saw Walker just washed out wide.
Oh, ReadyX. That'll be a track cut. He's got to just keep it calm. I think he may have to slow down a little bit just to give some time back to Lee. I may have made a slight little advantage by cutting turn 2, but no, I'm sure he'll be fine. Justin's a very honest driver. If we had awards for best and fairest, Justin would win it all the time.
And we'd take it away from him for cutting the track there. Justin, give us the trophy back.
Yep. That's abandoned.
No, it looked like he did slow up a little bit into the next corner, so I think he's all right with that one.
Lee will have to just try and get that gap down. This battle is still going on. Bradley is getting a first-hand experience on how hard it is to pass the number 61. I tell you what, he's got Nipris under pressure here. Tell you what, Nipris is making a few little mistakes just on some of the corner entries. He's just not as smooth as what he normally is. As we see, actually Steve just confirming in chat that aero wash is big in these things, and Bradley demonstrates that for us, actually. So this second set of tyres has not really agreed with Chris Nipris. He's down by 1.5 seconds off his best time, so they're just not switching on for him.
Yeah, Bradley is really worrying him here. Bradley's, you just got to work up to it. Set it up over a few corners.
It is very hard. It's very hard to pressure Chris into mistakes.
This looks like Bradley's just outbraking himself a little bit each corner, and while he's able to make it back up relatively easily, it's just enough, I think. It's preventing him from getting past. It's just being a little too aggressive trying to get closer.
Well, as I've detailed before, Chris is very good on corner exit. So he sacrifices a little bit of corner entry, but he makes up for it with corner exit. But Bradley very close this time. He may go for a send here. Here he comes. He's drawn up the side. Nippers, a little bit of hip and shoulder there. But otherwise, Bradley has finally got his man.
He was definitely up far there, but
he
made the apex.
Yep. Clean move. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Bradley. And now he is released from the back of Chris Nippers. Meanwhile, the battle is still on. Lee Walker and ReadyX. ReadyX going slightly defensive. He runs wide again. Walker will go around him, and he gets it. Oh, we're doing pretty well now. We've got 2 passes on the stream now. Absolutely perfect
He's waited
stuff.
for that one. He got it.
Yep. Patience has paid off for Lee Walker, but it's not over. ReadyX, he's still on fresher tyres, remember. We're counting down the time in this first race tonight. Don't forget, we're going to go live for race number 2 after this. That will be a reverse grid, so at the moment it will be Corey Williams and Ryan Ford off the front row. And Draven will have to do it from the back, but we've seen all season that Drav he's like a hot knife through butter. I think the only one who was better than him was Mashiro-san.
I think there's still Drav coming from the back. There's a good chance he'll win race 2. His pace is just incredible. You put it on him.
Looks like ReadyX just not quite as quick as Walker in this final part of the race. Perhaps pushing a bit too hard, trying to keep him behind earlier.
Well, tyre pressure's quite important on these cars, and I think ReadyX and Nippers have both got their pressures totally and utterly wrong. Actually, ReadyX is starting to fight back a little bit on Walker, or at least he's going with Lee Walker. So maybe it's not over between these two. 43.9, ReadyX definitely struggling for pace, whereas Lee Walker 42.9. We'll check on Bradley, 42 flat for Bradley. Unfortunately, he just took a little bit too long getting around Chris. Making mistakes like that is not going to help him either. I think for Bradley, he's just got to accept that 6th place is probably all he can manage. But that's not a bad effort from Bradley. 9th to 6th. That's a strong performance from him again.
No, he's done well, and his fastest lap, 141.2.
Yep.
Is not too shabby, so well done.
Yeah.
Definitely one to watch as he develops as a driver.
I think he really has already proven that he is one to watch in just his short time with sim racing. He's definitely come a long way from the first time we saw him. I don't think he could string a lap together when we first saw him, but now he is definitely learning, and he is definitely getting faster.
As long as he keeps the paddle pop livery going throughout his career, I'm happy.
Yep. Yeah. That might be his good luck charm, because when he went to this livery, that's when he started getting really quick.
Now I'm actually seeing what it really is. It looks like a tie-dye t-shirt.
I was just trying to get another look at that. I think it is.
Is that what he's going for?
I would say so, but
It'll always be the paddle pop livery for sure.
oh yeah, rainbow paddle pop.
But
I think we may have to just tweak it a little bit to make it a bit more paddle pop for him, man.
What, melted?
I don't even have a response to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was trying to think of something witty, but no.
It's always a good sign. You can come back. You can come back. Well, we're starting the final lap tonight. Dravelmere has just been... This has just been a one-man wrecking ball performance from Drav. As he fires it out of turn 3. This should realistically wrap up the championship. So we are basically looking at the champion-elect for the Ford Focus Super Cup. And Dravelmere will add another championship to his ever-growing collection.
It is a flawless drive from him tonight. I look forward to seeing him in race 2 come through the field.
Yeah, might have to start a prediction. How long is it going to take for Drav to get to the front? Just what are we going to call it? Like 1 lap or 5 laps? We'll have to do a range.
I was thinking 3.
Well, I mean, he's still on for a 41-1 on the final lap of this race. Like that is outstanding stuff from Drav. And he has definitely cleared everyone else. He's shown them how to do it, although he runs a little bit wide there and misses the apex horribly. But, that's about the only time we've ever seen him make a mistake in this race.
I think I saw him waving to the crowd as he's going around, so I think we can forgive that one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Dravelmere rounds the final corner, and he is going to cross the line to pick up the checkered flag. And that is basically championship done and dusted. Dravelmere, the winner of race 1 and the winner of the championship, provided my maths are correct, of course. We'll check in with Matt Double. He's going to come home in second, 25.8 seconds behind. He should get a little bit closer to second in the championship at least, with the absence of Mashiro Arasaka. But, he'll be happy. He'll be happy with that, nonetheless. And Lama will be super happy with this performance. Third, although Lee Walker really closed in on the back of him. No, that's not the button I wanted. I wanted not that button either. God damn it. We got free camp. You know what? This is good enough. We'll watch everyone do some burnouts. We've got Matt Double there lighting them up. Justin ReadyX home in 5th. Bradley in 6th. Great performance from Bradley. Chris Nipris in 7th. Ryan Ford 8th. And we're waiting for Corey Williams to cross the line. There he is. So that is race 1 done. Jeez. I don't know what everyone's going to be doing to try and beat up Dravelmere.
well, I think it puts Nipris in a good spot.
It does indeed.
He'll start well, and the guys who have the quick guys hold and Drav up behind him.
Well, Chris will have to get through Ryan Ford and Corey Williams, and honestly, both those guys no slouches. They too also know how to make their cars wide. But yeah, Chris is going to be very, very, very disappointed with that result.
Yeah, he was on for a good one there.
Yeah, let's give out some channel points. Yeah, put. Oh, okay. Well, that hasn't come up on anything else. Bradley disqualified. I don't really know what to say about that one. Anyway, we will leave it at that for now. Let me just get up the Discord. Let's see, server pings. Alright, so I've got to try and pick a driver of the race for that one.
Lee Walker, he did amazing.
Yeah, Lee Walker. Yeah. I mean, do we? I mean, Dravelmir is an obvious selection as well, but I think we should just put him in a completely other world. That was amazing drive from Dravelmir. Probably the best I've ever seen him drive.
Yeah, I think that level of consistency pace-wise throughout the race with the tyre deg we've heard about from the drivers is just unmatchable, really, as far as a quality drive goes. Beyond that, there was a few good drives throughout the field, but the fact they're around other cars sort of lends to being a bit of a driver of the day. But it's hard to really pick one, especially when you're seeing Dravelmir's performance that far above what everyone else was doing.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. See what he can do from the back of the grid, although a bit of a depleted field tonight. That'll make it life a little bit easier for him.
I've got the Xbox controller.
Gonna bin him.
A little kiss.
Yeah, why not? Just a reminder as well, after this, GT Club is firing up the TA2 league. God almighty, I cannot get these Discord links working at all, can I? Let's see. Maybe if I actually hit copy, that might work. But anyway, yep, they've got TA2 coming up very, very soon. That is starting on the 11th of March, I want to say. Is it 11th of March or 12th of March? Hang on. Should look this up. Yep, I would say 11th of March, and then on the 12th of March, very excited for this one as well, by the by. It is the WEC Championship, and that is almost a full grid in both GTE and LMP. There is a Discord there if you want to get involved on it. Yeah, Tommy Lord is excited. I'm excited. Matt, you must be excited as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. It's been a good challenge. I'm not fond of Sebring at all, and I've not driven the AC 919 at any point until the other day, so I'm a bit worried about the gap to P1, but last time I checked, I was sitting P2 in the practice, so I'm feeling pretty good about it and can't wait to get out there. I tend to do a lot better in race service than practice service, so
yeah, well,
trying not to worry about a 1.7-second gap.
Well, it's all about getting that 1.7 gap consistent across a lot of laps, isn't it? And,
yeah, it's Noah Tara in P1, and I know his dad, so I've been trying to help me out, and you know. He said maybe he has an accident in the kitchen if he gets a bit cocky.
well, I mean, slower cars as well. I mean, if you pay me enough, I might disrupt. No, I can't do that. Also, not to forget, Sunday we conclude a big weekend of streaming. It's round number 2 of the AK Racing V8 Supercars. And by the way, I have a Discord link to AK Racing there. James, you're taking part in round number 2 at Sydney Motorsport Park. You had a pretty good showing at Hidden Valley for round 1.
Yeah, tough track, Hidden Valley. I think I'm a bit better at Eastern Creek, Sydney Motorsport Park. I know a good group of guys should be showing up there on Sunday, so it should be good.
Yeah.
It's tough though. These cars, once you go between ACC and the V8 Supercars, it is very tough.
Yep. Also, shout out to the real Blanksy for the follow. Also, don't forget, on Tuesday night, we're back with Shakedown SimRacing on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Round 7 at Zolder. We're getting close to the end of this season. It's been great racing with Shakedown, and hopefully we will have Tyler Craig and Naptic joining me in the commentary box for that one. Great racing at Nürburgring. Couple of bins, couple of people having a few mistakes, but Zolder, That is going to be a tough one for these guys. I think it's tough for anyone in any car.
I've had quite a few races there recently in ACC where I drive the McLaren, so basically it is motocross.
Yeah. Oh, that chicane. I love that chicane. It's great.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
follow a Bentley in there and you're pretty much front flippers. they can drive straight and you gotta take like three Ascari at Monza kind of line through there.
James, didn't I see you at the Octane Bathurst 12 hour?
Yep, the Bathurst 12 hour, that's right.
Yeah, I thought
With
so.
Benjamin McKenzie and Simon Fielders. We had 2 Kangaroo Valley cars in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
One with Cyclona, Marsden, and Ferguson. So
I did see that because I'm basically back to doing commentary with Octane as well. So maybe make sure you jump over to Octane Online on YouTube and hit a subscribe with them as well. So they've got some really great events, and it was an absolute pleasure commentating with those guys on Sunday.
yeah, it was a good race. Our B team had a better race than us. I had to disconnect early on after the best stint I've ever had in any enduro. But the B team continued getting places up the field, did a good job.
Yeah, that was Danny Cicluna, wasn't it? Or
Cyclona, Marsden, and Ferguson. So yeah, pretty
yeah,
good team.
they started 39th and they ended up in 12th, if memory serves. That is
12th, 13th, so just outside the top 10.
That is an unbelievable effort from those guys. Octane is not a slouch league. There are some bloody quick drivers in that league. I would know. I race a yellow tier, and it's disheartening.
Yeah, how'd you go? You did your sprint this week. How'd you go?
Not too bad actually. Got an I caused a mass binning in turn 1, race 1.
Oh yeah, I did see you had a penalty for some reason later on in the
Yeah,
race.
I totally owned up for that one. That was probably one of the dumbest moves I've ever tried. Well, race 2 went a lot better. Top 10 and top of Pro-Am. So yeah, not bad.
Oh, very good.
I feel like I'm in a very difficult position with Octane because I feel like I'm a little bit too fast to be in Pro-Am, but I'm nowhere near fast enough to be in Pro. So hey, I need to find something. Still just waiting on this server to fire up. Steve, if you're still in chat, can you give us a bit of an update on what's going on, please? And also an update, WEC is next Saturday. And hopefully that will be streamed by Tyler Craig. But make sure you hit the follow button because we will basically try and host his stream on this channel. That way you can see all the action. But unfortunately, I won't be able to commentate. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. It depends on how people view me, I think. Be a bit hard commentating on a race and racing at the same time.
They're due to commentate with another group soon, and where I race, and they were trying to talk me into doing it from in the car, and I was like, "Oh, I'll give it a go."
Well, we've had people commentate and drive with our Wreckfest Shitbox Rallycross titles. I think it's almost about time that we fired up Wreckfest again for another night. As we're just jumping into the server, so that's good.
I'd definitely be on board with that one. Land on top of some people and get away with it. So.
Naturally. Yeah, we'll try and get something set up so that we can have some. I reckon Wreckfest is actually a really good, fun rallycross simulator. Even though it's not meant to be a simulator, it does a very good job of being a simulator.
It's a very good. It's up there with BeamNG for damage simulator, and that's why we love it.
That's why everyone loves it. All right, so we are in the server. Hang on a second. Oh my god, that is wild. My drone camera has just decided to go full retard on me. Let me just start up a screen share for you guys. I'm getting better at this. Might not be a meme for too much longer. Alright, anyway.
Here we go. The grid is set. Still no Giro, but ceremonial first place is empty for him.
Yep. In his memory. Sometimes I can still hear him in chat.
I can still hear his car downshifting into the first turn.
Alright, so let's run through the grid. We have no Steve Giro, unfortunately, but we do have a Corey Williams, Ryan Ford, Chris Nipris, Bradley, Justin Reddy-X, Lee Walker, Lieutenant Lama, and Matt Double. I totally forgot to do a clean turn 1 prediction, so I'm actually going to give you guys about 30 seconds to make your prediction. Hurry up.
No, it's a no this time. Definitely not.
Alright. No faith from you guys. Alright, well, let's get started. Ready to race as the revs begin to rise. The limiters are getting bashed, and the lights are beginning to light up. We have got 6 lights on. 6 lights out. We are away and racing. It looks like a pretty tidy start for Corey Williams and Ryan Ford off the front row, but Chris Nipris has had a great start from row number 2 as we tip it into turn number 1. Nipris trying to sneak up the inside of 40, pulls out of it. Bradley's trying to squeeze in between Nipris and the curb. That hasn't quite worked out. Oh, Nipris has been half-turned. He keeps it going. Almost.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think he and Bradley came together there. But, oh, Corey Williams has got the hole shot. How are we going to call that one? Was that a clean turn 1? Yes or no?
Well, that was turn 3 where the incident happened, so...
Turn 1 was beautiful. Turn 3,
yeah,
that's where your problem is.
Every time. Oh, jeez. I don't know how to call that one. It wasn't completely dirty, so I mean we'll call that a clean turn 1, and more of you went for turn 1. That's how we decide things here. All right. We'll get a new prediction started soon, but I just want to focus on this race we got here. Corey Williams is going defensive from Ryan Ford. Ford trying to send it around the outside. Walker and Reddy-X are just getting closer and closer to this battle. And as we see Dravelman, he's taken a while to warm up. He's just up to 6th place. He's just passed Lieutenant Lama. As Ford up the inside into the final corner. I haven't seen anyone make a pass going into the Banky boy. I wonder if Corey just let him have that so he can slipstream down the front straight and fire it into turn 1. He's already out of the slipstream into turn 1, into the braking zone. Ford tries to squeeze. Lee Walker trying to go around the outside. He clatters over the curb. Matt Double trying to squeeze up the inside of Reddy-X. Oh, that was action-packed. That was rather exciting, and that's closed the whole field up.
They're still all pointing the right way, though. That's the main thing.
Oh, Reddy-X around the...
reverse grid is just the way to go.
Oh, Double. And Williams. Double still going around the outside, and he gets turned. Oh, no. And, oh, wow. Nipris has done well to get around that, and he's still ahead of Bradley. Oh, you love to see it.
Two are just glued together tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Look up the inside there, but nothing going for him just yet.
I have got the perfect challenge for the prediction. Who's going to finish higher, Lee Walker or Dravelmere? Go on. Check in with Dravelmere, actually. He's right up the back of Justin Reddy-X through the triple left.
I think with his race on pace advantage at the moment, at least he's got the time to just be patient and wait for the opportunities to present himself, really. But that gap out the front does look like it might be growing a bit, so he might want to get past Reddy-X sooner rather than later, just to make his life a bit easier as he goes for the inside now.
Ask and you shall receive.
It's a flame, you've got to love him.
So now Reddy-X will have the slipstream down the main straight. We'll see if he can just yeet it up the inside of Dravelmere. He doesn't. So maybe Reddy-X just thinking about just tucking into the back of the number 3 and just letting him get towed along. Glad to see a few people are showing faith in Lee, and you're putting your points on him. Now Dragomir's got to get around Ryan Ford in the monster focus. And that gap is actually starting to grow between Ford and Walker. So Walker's got the hurry up. So we get past 1/4 race distance. Ford runs a little bit too deep. He's under pressure, but he manages to keep ahead of Dragomir there. So not bad.
Like it may have just been close the eyes and put the foot down on the outside and hope for the best there, but it's paid off. So might have to start doing that one myself.
Well, everyone, I think we all like to play the trailer park girls sometimes. You know, ride around the outside. Oh no, no way! Bradley has binned it. Ah, rip for Bradley. Still, he should be quite proud of his efforts tonight. Get in the bin, unfortunately. Lee Walker.
That is a shame.
Fastest lap of the race for Lee Walker, 41.4, plays a 42.2 for Ryan Ford. So Walker is trying to get ahead and stay ahead. Oh, I'm hearing someone. Oh, ReadyX has gone round. And he will rejoin just ahead of Corey Williams. No, he won't. And, Bradley. Mate, just breathe, son. Breathe.
One thing with these shorter races you will get, especially when you've got a longer race and a shorter race in one night, the shorter one, they can just make you push a little bit too hard and...
Oh, Ford! He's gone and grabbed the grass, and that's a pretty easy move for Drav in the end. Although Drav runs it very wide, he's going to have no floor left on that car, surely, after clattering that sausage curb.
Now Walker just needs to keep his eyes away from the mirror for a bit and...
and away from the timing tree, I suppose.
You just turn all that off. Put something over the top of the screen to cover up the mirror and just go.
Just casually while you're racing, just grab a towel and throw it on the top of the screen. But what if you're in VR? You can't really do that.
You close your eyes.
I've tried that before. It doesn't work. I think I tried that.
Try and tuck in like you would on a motorbike.
I tried the close your eyes thing on Wednesday night, term 1 at Brands Hatch. Didn't work. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. You only get pro tips on this channel.
To take with your eyes closed.
Every lap.
That's where you went wrong. If you done it with the eyes open at any point, that's the mistake. Another mistake from Bradley on that lap?
No, the gap has remained consistent. I think the trap that a lot of new drivers fall into is that they make a mistake and you instantly get it in your head, I have to make up for that mistake, so you push harder.
Yeah.
And then you make another mistake. And you go, okay, I have to push harder to make up for that mistake. Then you make another mistake, and it just snowballs. So it will come with time for Bradley, but he will eventually learn just to, okay, made a mistake, that happened. Put it behind me and get on with it.
Keeping an eye on the tyres after you've had a spin as well is one thing that once you learn to do that, it makes such a big difference, because all of a sudden you see the temperature of the pressure has gone through the roof and you know, alright, I've got to get off for a lap or two and just let it come back. As we get a big wobble for Walker there.
No, that didn't help him. Drav's now got the run down the front straight. Lee is going to do everything he can to make this focus as wide as humanly possible.
like a fairly good track for both passing and defending on. So I think we're still in with a good shout here.
We have to keep him behind for 10 minutes though with Drav for a very long time, but
Well, if Drav gets ahead, then like it's pretty much his race. But a good defensive driver, you never know.
Well, I mean, Chris Nipris was able to do it at Portimao, so I'm sure if he can, Lee should be able to manage at least 5 minutes, I reckon. Oh, no way! Oh, just when you think it can't happen.
5 minutes. Well, he'll get that 5 minutes easy now.
Oh, yeah, he'll get that 10 minutes probably. He's actually going to drop behind Matt Double and
I don't
Chris
know.
Nipris.
Drav will still make up a few places here though. He's not totally out of this.
No, he just got a little bit greedy with that sausage curb. Matt Double is battling away with Chris Nipris. Nipris giving him space. They're still side by side. Nipris is not going to let this go. He wants that 4th position, and he's going to keep it for now. That's really good driving there from Chris. I'm impressed. Oh! Nipris slams the door on Double. I thought he was going to take the nose right off that number 42 Focus. But, he's just starting to come under pressure now from Double, and it's costing him lap speed. He was closing in on Lieutenant Lama in 3rd. And now Dravelmir's on the back of these guys. Now, I'm just looking at chat. Tommy Lauder has just posted a YouTube link. Mate, be honest, that's a Rickroll, isn't it? I'd like to volunteer Matt to go and test that link for me.
We don't like the silly links in chat.
Unless, of course, they're Discord links for AK Racing. And,
It is genuinely Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, okay. There you go. Interesting. So, oh, Double, he almost collected the back of the 61. And he actually collects Dravelmir getting onto that dreaded exit curb. And he's going to drop behind Corey Williams. So that super wide number 61 strikes again.
It's a real gift for Drav.
Yeah, but now Drav's got to get past this number 61, and he's very familiar with it. If he
Well, it will
thinks
be an
back,
interesting battle to continue, won't it, to see this happen?
well, these two have got real big respect for each other. They are very clean drivers, both reasonably aggressive, but they show respect for the drivers around them. So I expect this battle to be clean.
You'd have to imagine Nicholas is saying to that P4 that he's never going to give it up. There's the Rickroll, boys. You are welcome. Had to be out in there.
Sorry, what?
Never going to give you up.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well,
That's what he's saying to P4. I got too excited once I realised I could get that one in there.
Oh, I like this guy. He can come back. Well, definitely book you in for every other race in the future, I think. Here we go.
I'm not trying to do whack while driving the LMP1.
Oh, yeah, that might be a bit game. Nipris now, he's just putting the car in the right places here, but Drav can't really use that mid-corner speed. But this is just costing them time to Lieutenant Lama. Alonso width. Yeah, right. We just need Matt Southwell to be in the race and leading the race. And that'd be perfect.
Does he defend like a lion?
Nipris defends like a lion.
I don't know how Alonso comes up. He has to think of him before the race.
Yeah. It's still on. Here comes Drav. He's got the slipstream coming up to the final corner. He thinks about it, but...
Nipper is doing everything right at the moment.
Oh.
He's going to have to go to the inside either.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Chris is, this is what I like about him. He doesn't actually block. Like, it's absolutely pointless to block because like Drav would just go around the outside of him, or Drav would set up a switchback on him. Like it's basically almost a foregone conclusion if you defend against Drav. He's going to pass you. And besides, these guys are actually starting to get a little bit closer to the back of Lieutenant Lama. So maybe Drav will just show a bit of patience here and just go, okay, Chris, let's work together. Unfortunately for Drav, Matt Double is also catching.
Just absolutely perfect Drav on the track limits of a few of these corners. But just there, just getting onto the yellow curb and...
Yep.
He's not losing time doing it. It's so hard to hit that perfect balance between just overstepping that tiny bit and losing time by being too cautious.
Oh, Nipris, he tried to get a little bit cheeky there and squeeze an extra metre under braking, but he still holds on to that position even though he ran wide. I'll tell you what, I've seen Chris do some pretty heroic defensive driving, but this has got to be one of his best so far. Oh, Drav gets a little bit ragged on the exit curb. That brings Matt Double closer. It's also, it may even bring Corey Williams into this. Oh, Drav sticks the nose in. He's doing all sorts of unorthodox moves here, Dravomir is. That's right on board.
So he's holding his nerve.
So far, we'll just watch this battle from Matt Double's perspective because he has got the best seat in the house. Oh, this is great stuff from these three guys.
Now, if that Double could get two at once here, leave Drav stuck behind Nipris, he'll be in a good spot.
Who wants to look at the back of Nipris' car? I want to. This is what he's looking at in the rear vision mirror. Oh. Oh, here comes Double. He's got almost got an overlap through the triple left-hander.
I get the feeling there's going to be a dive from one of these two before long.
Oh, I can sense an express post send from Dravomir up the inside. A little hip and shoulder. He had to get that move done, and he does it. That's not bad from Chris. I mean, big upset. In fact, he's going to fire back at him. It's not over between these two.
Well done, mate. Give him a go.
Actually, that was a redress. That looked like a redress.
Okay.
I think.
Looked like Drav did go in quite hot there.
Possibly. Maybe Chris got just that trademark drive off the corner. And he just passed Drav. Here we go into turn one again. Drav up the inside. It's a little bit of hip and shoulder again. Nipris will go around the sausage curb.
He's kept the place.
No, he hasn't. He's had to give it up. He couldn't keep the place after running wide. He's going to have to surrender fifth to Matt Double at this point. Double just too far up the inside. Or not. He's just going to fight it around the outside. Why not? No, Double's just going to keep the nose in. Nipris not wanting to surrender. He touches again. Oh, no. Oh, Chris.
Well, he was giving it all he had then.
And he's actually going to rejoin safely.
He was putting in all the moves.
Oh, mate, heroic drive from Chris Nipris. I mean, call me biased, but that was an almighty drive from Chris Nipris to hold Dravomir, one of the last people you want to see in your rear vision mirror for that long. Let's check in with our leader, Lee Walker. He's sort of gone forgotten, hasn't he?
Well, 6 seconds now to Ford. He's done extremely well.
Actually, shout out to Ryan Ford as well. Second place at the moment. That's a very, very strong drive from him. But anyway, we are on the final lap of this race and the final lap of this series. I'll tell you what, this has been an absolute pleasure to broadcast. Steve, I hope you do this again. That's all I'm going to say.
Cars. Fantastic looking on the track.
Yep. So Lee Walker starts his final lap as race leader in the final race of this season. Gets the car rotated nicely. He's just gone forgotten in this race, unfortunately.
His lap time as well, 41.3. He's been quick.
Yeah, well,
it's a very good win for Walker.
Be a good confidence boost for him. Not sure if he is actually racing WEC. Yes, Steve.
Should team in the TA2 though.
Oh yes, TA2s. Looking forward to TA2s, but yeah, Steve confirming in chat these will come back for sure. Glad to hear it. So Lee up into the final section.
Fantastic drives from everyone in the top three in this race, and just amazing to watch between Dragomir Double and Nipris for quite a while there, and I'd hoped that would go down to the flag, but Walker coming around the final corner now to take the final victory of the season.
And that is race win for Lee Walker, and if I'm not mistaken, that's his first race win of the season. So well done to Lee Walker. We'll watch the rest of the field cross the line. Ryan Ford second, Lieutenant Lama in third. Not a bad recovery from Dragomir after binning it. Then Matt Double comes home to round out the top five. It's not over between Williams and ReadyX, and ReadyX gets it by 0.057 of a second. We love our close finishes here. That's not quite the closest we've had, though. I think we had one that was 0.001 of a second. And then, unfortunately, after a really heroic defensive drive, Chris Nipris has a disappointing end to this season. But I'd take nothing away from Lee Walker, as we have our lovely burnouts here. Try and get as many of them. Lee Walker's off on the gravel for some reason, but you love to see it.
Well, after that drive, he deserves a bit of a trip to the beach.
Yeah, why not? So, let's see, Lee Walker, Ryan Ford second, and Lieutenant Lama, that is your podium. Great driving from all three of those guys. Lee Walker will probably snatch third in the championship, so that's...
well done to him.
Yes, something a little bit sweeter there for Lieutenant Lama. Dragomir in fourth, Matt Double in fifth. Honestly, I think Chris Nipris won some new fans tonight because... well, he's at least won a fan with Steve Duro because he gets some lovely channel points there. Justin ReadyX home in sixth, only a whisker ahead of Corey Williams. Bradley in eighth. He's going to be disappointed, but he should take away from this season just how much he has improved after his first race at I think it was Portimao actually. And then Chris Nipris, well, once again, that Ford Focus needs to have its width checked. That was a heroic defensive drive from Chris Nipris, but unfortunately, just getting probably a little bit too greedy with the defense. But honestly, he should be proud of that effort, honestly.
No, well done to all those guys. A couple underdog results. And good race pace as well from a lot of them.
Yes, indeed. So, driver of the race now. That's going to be tough. That is going to be very tough. Who are you guys thinking for race number 2, driver of the race?
I think I've got to be boring again and go with the winner, Walker. He didn't have the ultimate pace, but he's just consistent and able to open up a gap and stay out ahead while all the competition around him seems to just drop off.
Yep, that's fair. That's a legit way to win. James, you got a driver of the race?
Yeah, I'll give it to Lama because with Trav out of the picture, that third place could have been anyone's. So
Yeah,
for
no.
Lama to get up there, I think he needed a good result as well.
Yeah, should I be biased because that was some thrilling defensive driving. I think I'm gonna have to go with Chris Nipris, the driver of the race. That was incredible defensive driving. I don't think I could keep Dravelmere behind me for that long.
Definitely
yeah.
one of the standout performances of the race, that one.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, guess we better wrap this stream up. Just a reminder that Sunday night we're back with AK Racing with the V8 Supercar Series. James Vanderham, you're racing in that one.
Yeah, should be good. Excited for it.
Yeah, all the best for you, mate. We'll be
Cheers, mate.
yeah, we'll be watching with absolute keen eyes on that one. Sydney Motorsport Park, that should be starting at 6:30 on Sunday night, so make sure you hit the follow button so you know exactly when we go live. Then on Tuesday night, we are back with Shakedown SimRacing for round 7 of their ACC GT3 series at Zolder. That's going to be a bit of a nightmare, I reckon, but should be fun. Should be fun to watch. So yeah, again, follow, subscribe, whatever. And then obviously we'd better make you aware. Round number 1 of the GT Club World Endurance Championship. That will be live on Tyler Craig's Twitch account, and we will be hosting his channel on this one here. So yeah, make sure you hit the follow button or head over to Tyler's Twitch and give him a follow. Looking forward to that one. I'm racing in GTE, and Matt, you're actually going to be racing LMP.
We'll have to be friendly to each other now that we're best mates.
Oh no, I'm bidding you. That's what happens between me and best mates. We just bin each other. Ask Ruka, he knows.
I'll just do the typical iRacing LMP thing and just not even try and go.
just plow through. Why not?
Yeah, just get the snowplow in the front. See if I can get you to the moon.
Well, hang on, aren't you in the Porsche? Because that's pretty well got a snowplow on it. Porsche.
Oh, it is. I keep thinking of the 2016, the stock content one, where the front's pretty much flat. But no, the 2017 is a bit more of a wedge, isn't it?
Yeah, just plow underneath the back.
Don't even know what car I'm driving.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm in the Corvette, so there's a nice little wedge at the back there that just slots straight in. It's good. And also, don't forget, we're coming up to a new series with GT Club. One I am super excited for, and hopefully you two gentlemen will be signing up for this one. TA2 Muscle Cars. Ooh.
Now you might just see me in this one, battling for the wins. So you never know.
Oh mate, I'm excited about it. I'm not even racing. I'm excited to broadcast these. Friday night starting 7:30. First round is on the 11th of March, which reminds me I should probably give you lads and ladies out there a link to GT Club. Should really just come up with a link that I can just copy paste straight away. But there you go. There's a link. I hope that was the right link. I better just create a new one. Oh no, I did. That's right. I did. Yeah. So there's GT Club's Discord. Join them. Sign up. Get involved because it's actually a really really great great league to be part of, even just as a commentator.
Yeah, good high quality racing. GT Club.
Oh yeah, honestly, that was a depleted grid, but once again, those guys just put on a brilliant show.
Yeah, only 9 cars out there, but definitely brought the entertainment, and it was difficult for me first commentating stint in about 3 years to not just watch as a spectator. So definitely says a lot about the drivers and the series you guys are putting on.
Oh, mate, it's hard me watching these guys because I want to get in there and race them myself. But you know what,
Yeah,
WEC for me. That'll do. I'll get binned. It's going to be good. All right, then I think we might.
I promise you that.
I'll get Chris to put a big bullseye on the back of my car. That'll make it easier for you. Something to aim for. We all have ambitions here. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap that up. Big thank you to everyone in chat for joining us. Big thank you to all the people who hit the follow button. Make sure you do it now. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and then head over to Twitch and hit the follow button. Big thank you to the two gentlemen who have joined me, James Vanderham and Matt Williams. Absolute pleasure having you guys in the commentary box.
Cheers, mate, as always.
And
Thanks for having me.
And thank you to my bird as well for joining us as well. Yeah, I guess we will sign off on that. See you Sunday night, everyone. Bye.